Hello, this is Max with RxNT, and this is just a brief demonstration on how to navigate RxNT's ePrescriber. We have given you guys a login and password. Simply come to RxNT.com and utilize in the top left corner. RxNT is also accessible on any handheld devices. We have our own native app for iOS, which can be used on iPad and iPhone, as well as Android. So utilizing the partner account login, it takes us into RxNT's home page. Now, if you guys are partnering with us and going to be utilizing the single sign-on, you're actually bypassed through this home screen directly into a patient's profile. But I just wanted to stop here because if you are logging in independently from the partnership, you're going to be flashed with this page and not recognize and understand what this means. So this is the home screen for a physician. If they're using our standalone ePrescriber, they can attend a pending prescription. Essentially, a lower level physician can queue up a prescription for the physician. The physician can then simply approve it from here. Any pharmacist-driven refill requests are now going to come through RxNT. This eliminates phone-in and fax requests. You will not see tasks or messages. So for your demo account, we've created a demo patient named Christy Grays. You can do a partial search or you can do a full search by her name. I'm going to go ahead and type in Grays and go ahead and click search. I'm then going to enter into Christy Grays. Now, for the single sign-on iFrame partnership, like I mentioned, when they log into your platform, you click ePrescribe, it brings up this screen in an iframe. So it bypasses the home screen we just logged in from. We just needed to show you that so you had an entry point into Christy Grays. So when RxNT pops up within your product, her name, address, all the demographics are pulling through the interface. Based on those demographics, we can retrieve the PBM and formulary. We have the drug search box at the top so we can immediately start e-prescribing our medications. Each physician can also save their own favorite drugs list. They can save up to 100 favorite medications they write over and over again. That prevents them from having to do a medication search. Now there's a few tabs within this miniature patient profile that I want to mention. When you first get in, you'll see the Rx history, and all these tabs are empty. Rx history would display prescriptions that have only been written out of the physician's practice using RxNT to this patient. So essentially it's day forward capture. I start using RxNT today, writing for Christy Grays. What I write will show up here. What's nice is from this history tab, any old medications I've prescribed to this patient, I can refill them and bring them forward without having to reinvent the wheel and write the prescription from scratch. When this list is populated, there would be a refill selected icon. It would bring that medication below forward. You can even print the medications. The medications below will be in two different colors, teal or italicized. Teal would indicate active meds and italicized would indicate discharged meds. The active medications tab. This should be a list of medications the patient is currently taking, whether you've written them or their primary care physician. It's important to keep this up to date because we check for drug-to-drug interactions. Now, the physician will not have to add drugs manually here. When the physician writes a prescription from RxNT, it'll automatically show up in the active meds. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, how do I pull in medications that other physicians have written? That would be done through the Claims History tab. Now, this is the first time we're logging into this account. I just want to manually add a medication so there's something to show. And we'll just do something very short and brief. And we'll just show that patient is on Biaxin now. So as I just mentioned, when we write new prescriptions, they'll show below. We would also want to populate this with prescriptions from other physicians. We would do so from the Claims History tab. Now, the first time a physician clicks on the Claims History, they do need to click through this HIPAA. They have to acknowledge verbally with the patient, do you mind if I view your medication history? Now again, since Christy Graves is a fake patient, we have no data on her. But this tab would populate with every medication that has been claimed on their insurance within the past 2 years. Whether it was handwritten, e-prescribed, anywhere in the country, it should populate. Usually this is a starting point for your conversation with patients. Hey, Christy, are you still taking any of these meds below? Of course, if there was meds. You would be able to take the meds from this list and move them over to the Active Meds tab. So then we're checking for interactions. Allergies tab. The Allergies tab, I believe through the interface, would also be able to pull through. And I also failed to mention the Active Meds should also populate based on your EMR system. Again, this fake demo account has nothing in here, so I'm just going to go ahead and search for dust so you have something to look at. Or just click no known allergies. I don't think we have dust. Notes tab. Any small notes you feel appropriate about the patient. Maybe the patient called in today and requested a refill early. The staff member of that practice might want to save that note. It will always be visible below with a date and a timestamp, as well as the person that wrote it. The Problems tab, the third piece, I believe, to the interface, which would pull in from your EMR. So we would pull in the meds, allergies, and problems into RxNT. Just like we check for drug-to-drug interactions, drug-to-allergy interactions, we also check for drug-to-diagnoses interactions. Again, we'll just add something so your demo account has something viewable. I'll just put vitamin D deficiency. All right, so let's go ahead and write a medication. We would do so from the drug search box. Now, I like just something simple. I could use Biaxin again. And I'm going to go ahead and hit search. Now, we pull the patient's formulary. When we pull the patient's formulary, it serves two purposes. The first I showed you with the claims history. That would populate all the medications that have been prescribed to the patient. The second piece to pulling the formulary is letting you know when you write a new medication if this med will or will not be covered on the insurance. When you do a drug search, it'll retrieve everything based on my search parameters, all the Biaxins that are presently on the market. Now the little symbol in front, I would want to simply match with the formulary key on the left-hand side, letting me know, yes, this will be covered on the patient's insurance. Now I might type azithromycin and something different might show up. I'm going to click on the medication. It brings me below to the drug information screen. To the right, the coverage, letting me know, yes, it's on. And below that, any alternatives that I might want to choose instead, letting me know again if they're going to be covered or not. And here's the Biaxin that we just tried to prescribe. Now, on the bottom left, you'll see the word SIGs. SIGs is another term for custom dosing instructions. Each user can save up to 75 custom SIGs per medication, essentially streamlining the prescription process. You're typically given a recommendation by the FDA. And thirdly, you can just create something from scratch. Create new SIG gives you a blank slate. Before we continue with the SIG, I want to mention 3 tabs. The SIG Builder is one way to build a custom prescription. So the next time you write azithromycin 250, whatever you built here would then show up under custom SIGs. There's the drug reference tab. This is everything you need to know about this specific medication. You can print this for your own use. Lastly, if there's an interaction, it would be blinking here in red. It's letting me know that patient is already on by accident. It's probably not the smartest idea. Now, I wanted to show you an interaction for this demo account. If you click on the link, it'll provide more data. We're never going to prevent you from writing a prescription. It's simply here to inform you. Let's go ahead and just do create new SIG. It's going to give me the prescription line item screen. From here, I can enter all the data necessary to write a prescription. If I used a custom SIG, I essentially could have bypassed this screen, but I did want to pause here. I'll just say 1 tab daily, and I'll just say 10 tabs. I could add day supply, refills, use generic or not. I can even save this SIG from here for future use. Might want to add any pharmacist notes. You can even add a diagnosis to the prescription bottle. Remember, we added vitamin D deficiency. You can even schedule a drug to be filled on a future date if you like. Finally, the pharmacy selection page. You have your search parameters up top. Each physician can save 75 of his own favorite pharmacies. The system will also remember the most recent 15 pharmacies you've sent this patient to. Again, this is a brand new account, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a brief zip code search. It's giving me my demo pharmacy for this demo account. I'm just going to check the box and hit add to my favorites. To select a pharmacy to continue, you just click on the pharmacy name. I want to mention that the mail order tab has a list of all your mail order pharmacies. So to continue with this pharmacy, I click on the name. We present you a final preview of what the prescription is going to look like, all of your information in the top left. We would also incorporate your digital signature down here on this line. Now, for your demo account, I advise and ask that you do not click send. From here, if you want to go back to the patient's profile, you can check this box and hit cancel. It'll take you to the patient's profile. If you leave it unchecked when you click cancel, it'll take you back to the home screen. Thank you guys for your time today. If you have any questions, again, my name is Max Rodriguez. I'm a sales director at RxNT, and my direct phone number is 410-670-7178. Thank you.